I'm a Mexican luchador, Diego Cottonmouth. Now the fans can't stand me. Make them love you, or make them love hating you.
All right, we're here, kind of special episode again today. We don't usually drop the food unless it's like a mad important guest. But we got Robby Ramos here. He starred in Heels alongside Stephen Amell and Alexander Ludwig. Mm-hmm. And he played Diego Cottonmouth. I mean, obviously we're a fight channel. This is an actor, but
hey,
man,
but
that's
fighting,
iconic. Right? It's an iconic show. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Robby, feel free to mention the intended spot that we were gonna have some culinary experiences with.
Yeah. So we're at Cultura Media House, which is our company. It's me and a few other partners. It's a creative agency, a media network, which we have 3 separate networks of. And then we have the physical space, which is this one, but then another one called Casa Cultura, which we're opening on 67th Avenue between Coral Way and 8th Street. And in the back of that spot, we're going to have a little pop-up coffee truck called Cien Fuegos Coffee. And so that was originally going to be, the idea was to be at Casa Cultura with the coffee. But unfortunately that's gonna have to wait a little bit, but it'll be worth the wait, man. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, dude, if anything, we'll do another episode with you at some point. Dope. We'll put it on.
Dope. Yeah,
we'll just have to come back and
we'll see how this one goes first. Let's fuck it. Let's baby steps.
Ricky, don't fuck this up.
All the fans have this one question. The wrestling fans. Are you a professional wrestling fan?
I am, dog. No, not at all, bro. Not at all. I knew so little about wrestling, dude, that I can't even explain them. Golf and wrestling to me were things that I knew jack shit about. And until I did the show, I was a baseball player my whole life. So like from 5 years old till the end of high school, I was a baseball player. That was my fucking main thing. And I liked other sports, basketball, football, but I never got into wrestling, dude, like at all. And it wasn't until the show Heels came around that I started to kind of dive into it. And what I came out the other side feeling was there's a lot of connections between wrestling and performance art, you know, and like just kind of storytelling in general, right? Heels kind of taps into that. But the idea that like telling a good play is like watching a good wrestling match. Mm-hmm. Like when it's done right, it's like watching a play. It's like watching a movie.
Like una telenovela.
Kind of, bro. Yeah. Exactly.
It was almost a little bit of Inception. You're acting as a wrestler, and then the wrestler itself has a storyline. So it's pretty
meta
deep.
Meta as fuck. and the thing was that like, so Michael O'Malley, who was the showrunner of Heels, he got to know us, you know? So when he first called me, the part originally was going to be for a Mexican wrestler, like Mexican. The guy was Mexican. And when he called me, he's like, hey, what's your background? Whatever. I tell him, look, I'm from Miami. My parents are Cuban, this, that, and the other. He's like, okay, Diego's Cuban. I was like, oh, shit. Okay, dope. So he's going to start to mold this character. And he's from Miami and all this shit. Now, in the ring, he plays the Mexican luchador of Diego Cottonmouth, but outside of the ring, he's a Cuban Miami kid, right? And hopefully, if we ever do a season 3, we can dive more into, you know, Diego's backstory. But yeah,
that's what I was telling you. I want to see that.
Yeah.
I want to see more of that.
Dude, how funny is it though that like in that second season, you became like a podcaster with Wild Bill, and now you're kind of doing podcasting for real? Like, it's funny,
dude. What's wild is, okay, so I was telling you guys before that we started recording that I was doing podcasts with the Zoom H6, right? Just
which
audio
what we're
podcasts.
Doing now.
Yeah. So I actually have a podcast called Dropping Character that I shot during season 1, that I recorded during season 1 of Heels. And in that podcast, it's an acting podcast, and I'm having conversations with Chris Bauer, who plays Wild Bill. I'm having conversations with CM Punk, James Harrison, all these guys from the show, right? And I'm doing this podcast. And so then when season 2 comes around and we have like there's a writer's room, and Mike was gracious enough to let the actors like have one-on-one sessions with the writing group. They started telling me like, hey, we're thinking of bringing, a podcast element to this, similar to what you're already doing in real life, which is basically, and if you listen back to those episodes, like I'm gloating over like being in the same room with Chris Bauer, who's like an acting legend, dude. And I'm asking fucking fanboy questions, or just kind of like inside baseball, like, how do you do this? How do you do that? And then they transferred that to the actual character. So then I became kind of like, Wild Bill became a mentor to Diego through Bauer being a mentor to me. So it was fucking
Inception.
Inception as fuck.
Dude, what other shows did Mike do? Because like
O'Malley?
Yeah.
Man, O'Malley's done Yes Dear, which was it was a sitcom that he did for a long time. The other one he did was there's a show on Starz about this young basketball team. I forget the name of it, but it's with LeBron James is one of the producers of that show, and Michael O'Malley created it and show ran it. He just did another sitcom for NBC. There was a time in the 90s where Mike had the Michael O'Malley show. And that was like, it was fucking huge. And it ended abruptly for him, bro. But the fact that he even had a show in the 90s called the Michael O'Malley Show,
that was like the
tells
time
you where
to
he
have a
was
show.
at.
That's a big deal. Yeah, definitely.
Bro. Like right after Seinfeld type of shit. And then where I remember Mike from his guts, man.
Oh, so it is the same Michael O'Malley.
Yeah, it is him, dude.
Oh, hell no. I was just about to make a joke about that.
No, that's him, dude.
That is amazing.
So he's been in the game a long time. He was an actor first and then transitioned into writing, which is kind of what I want to do, man. I've started writing my own stuff. I have a play that's happening here in Miami now. I have a film that I'm writing. So I'm trying to get into that world of kind of being an actor / writer / hopefully one day a showrunner or something of that.
You get some influence off of that? Because the reason I was asking what else he did is like Breaking Bad and that show.
Right.
They did a lot of what you're talking about, where it's like they had a plan on paper of how it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
But then they just started taking elements like as it went. Mm-hmm. Like that's one of the most like heralded shows of all time.
Yeah.
And a lot of those characters were supposed to die like 2 episodes in.
Right.
And the dude just rolled with it. And then he would take, the personality of each actor and just kind of throw that into the character. And man, it worked.
Yeah.
Like that seems like such a great formula.
Yeah. The best writers do that.
Is that what normally happens when an actor goes for a role? They're really looking for you as the person, right? More as in you and like less of the person they wrote, and then they'll write everything around the actual actor himself, and not so much the character.
Yeah, I think that tends to happen once the show is kind of written, like the part's written, and now you have an actor inherit that role, especially on TV. On film, it's a little different because the part is the part. But on TV, that it goes kind of evolving.
Interesting.
It naturally happens where like, okay, I know what this guy's strengths are, or maybe what he hasn't shown yet as a character actor, because that's something that people also are thinking of always, is like, how do we show this particular actor in a different light that maybe he hasn't been shown in yet, that he has the ability to do. So as a writer, you can start to mold these characters to these actors, and it's cool.
How was it working with Peter Segal?
Oh, dude, Pete Segal is a fucking monster, bro.
He
Tommy Boy.
He directed one of
yeah.
one of my favorite movies, Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Remember, Richard, it doesn't hurt here. It doesn't hurt here. It just hurts right here.
Right.
No, you don't have anything on your face.
Yeah.
You remember that?
He has
that's classic.
He has a bunch of stories about Farley, and then he also directed like one of those God, what were those movies that they were like spoofs, and it was with I think Leslie Nielsen.
Oh, like
Naked Gun and all that stuff.
Like Naked Gun, I think it was
Yeah.
like part 3 or something, and he had cool stories about that. Pete Segal's a legend, man. I loved working with Pete.
So, dude, Tell us about the whole experience with Heels, man. Like, how did you end up auditioning for that? Like, what drew you to it? I mean, were you just looking for work and said, hey, I'm gonna spam out and see what hits?
Well, so Heels came to me right in the middle of pandemic. So the pandemic, so 2020, June 2020 was when I got the audition for Heels. And man, June 2020 was a rough time for us in the industry, for everyone in the world, because of where things were with COVID. And we didn't know if the industry was going to come back. Like, there was no auditionings happening, nothing, bro. This was my first audition in like 3 months, right? Since February or March or whenever the lockdown happened. I had moved back to Miami. I had moved to LA at the beginning of 2020. So I was in LA like 2 months, and then I came back to Miami because I was like, dude, it's completely shut down out here. My agents were like, look, listen, go over there for 2 weeks and come back. The industry's gonna come back. Just go for 2 weeks.
South Florida was wide open.
South Florida was wide open, dude. We were going to water parks the whole night. So, so I came down here, dude, and I was back home and with family and whatnot. And then this audition comes in for Heels, and it's it's 8 episodes of an 8-episode show. So it's essentially you're a series regular, but because of the times, they had it down as a recurring, but I was super excited, bro. I was like, dude, this is my first audition in 3 to 4 months. Like, I'm going to send in a tape. I send in the tape. I'm not thinking anything. A week later, my agent says, hey, they want to see you again, right? They want the callback. But obviously, this is COVID, so everything's self-taped. They're going to hit us up with whatever they want to see again in about a week or so. I had a trip planned with the family to Tennessee, went up to Tennessee. I'm in the cabin, and I get this email that basically says, you need to do a workout, like a wrestling workout, but you got to tape it all. During non-COVID times, you would have come in, auditioned in person with a wrestling coach and all that thing, and they would have ran you through the different things you have to do. But because of where we're at, you just got to self-tape it. So the workout is basically forward rolls and then like a little circuit of stuff that they wanted me to do. They wanted to see me move around.
Did you have to find your own wrestling ring to do this thing?
So then what happens is I'm in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, dude. We go there sometimes, but I don't necessarily know what the gym layout is there. I don't know any of that. Again, mid-COVID, so I'm in terrible shape. I'm like, dude, and now they want to see me work out, this, that, and the other. So, dude, I Google like gyms in Gatlinburg. The first one that comes up is like 20 minutes away, and I call them. And when I see it on Google, I see that they have a ring. It comes out on the thing. I'm like, holy shit, this is perfect. I call this dude.
So
up.
it was just a regular gym. It wasn't a wrestling gym.
It was a regular gym. But for some fucking reason, they had a ring in there.
For boxing, for sparring, or?
Because I don't know yet. Yeah, I don't know yet. So I'm just kind of like, well, this is weird, but whatever. Fuck it, this seems perfect. So I call him and I explain to the guy, hey, listen, I'm an actor. I need to do a self-tape. Can I come in and do it in the gym? He's like, yeah, come through. When I get there, I meet this guy. His name is Paul. And Paul was a former professional wrestler.
Oh,
no way.
Dude, it's crazy.
Nuts.
The stars aligned.
Dog. There's a certain aspect to this where it's like, if I don't believe in God after what happened to me with this in particular, then I'm not paying attention, bro, because whatever you want to call it, whether it's God or the universe kind of conspiring to make this moment happen, it completely happened to me in this time. And so when I get to the gym, I explain everything to this dude, Paul, man, and he tells me, he's like, man, let's do it. I'll film you, right? He's like super pumped about it. And I'm like, dude, I don't know how to do forward rolls. I don't know shit about wrestling. Like, you got to fucking help me out. He's like, I got you, whatever. I'm out of shape, all this shit. So he starts like kind of warming me up. And I'm like, yo, Paul, listen to me, dog. I'm out of shape. We got one shot at this thing.
There's no warm-up.
Yeah, there's no fucking one, because I'm already tired just talking to this dude and fucking doing warm-ups.
Speaking of fucking
and he's asking me shit, so I'm like, Paul, listen, bro, I need to just film this thing. So I'm like, they don't want any cuts, so I can't, like, it's like push-ups, sit-ups, squats, and then like Irish, Turkish get-ups. And they want it continuous because they want to see what's your level of fitness. So I can't make cuts on it. So I'm like, Paul, listen, I got 5 minutes of just pure fucking adrenaline in me.
Bro, that's
we need to shoot this fucking audition, right? Before I'm too tired. So he's like, all right, let's do it. So I ripped through the workout, right? Now I'm fucking struggling, dude. I have the video of it. I'm struggling like a motherfucker. When we get to the end, I had this whole thing planned to like pound my chest and and do all this bullshit. Bro, we get to the end of the workout and I literally turn around, dog, and just projectile vomit out of my mouth, video. Dog. At the end of the video, I cut it. I should have left that shit in there, but I cut it for the audition. But I fucking vomit, man. And then after that, in the process of that, like Paul's telling me, like, look, man, I wanted to be a wrestler my whole life, and I went and I wrestled in Japan and everything, but I never really followed my dreams, you know. And so like me being able to help you with this, and it was a big moment for me, bro. I had never booked anything that big, not even close, right? And so he's like, at the end of it, I'm like, you know, how much do I owe you? He's like, man, just nail this audition, bro.
That's awesome.
Like, what?
Nice.
So I leave there, and then a month later, okay, it sounds like that here. A month later, I'm fucking waiting every day, dude, by my phone, like, when the fuck?
And like you said, during COVID, man, every day was long as hell.
Exactly, that too, exactly, bro. But finally, I got the call, and then like a week later, I was in Atlanta wrestling with James Harrison and Alexander Ludwig and all these guys, which was insanity, dude.
So like, did you have to go through a lot of training when you got out there? Like, they had to really, how was that?
Day one, they put me in the ring with James Harrison, and I couldn't grab his arm was so big, dude, his wrist.
Yeah, James is massive.
Dude, his wrists were so big that I couldn't grab him, and I had to like do this whole move and all this shit. Again, I had never wrestled in my life, and I had no training. They had been training for a while because a lot of them have been cast already, so they were ready, dude.
Oh shit!
I was a weekend like,
you had a stunt double, right?
I had a stunt double, Zane Riley, who's a monster.
Dude, I did see that on your Instagram. He looks pretty close.
He does look pretty close.
The gringo version.
He's the white boy version of me,
the white boy version.
But no, Zane fucking helped me big time.
Who gets to call the stunt double one? Is it where you don't feel safe? You're like, let's bring him in, or the directors? Nah, it's usually the directors. They'll be like, yo, we don't want you to do this, you know. You remember the spots that he went in there for you?
Yeah, for sure, bro. I mean, Vader bombs. We did a Vader bomb one time. I did it once, and then after that, the director was like, yo, let's let this guy do it. I was like, respect, dude. I was like, respect. Season 1, he came in a lot, man. There's particularly, I think in episode 8, there's this whole match with CM Punk, James, Diego, and Big Jim. And Zane did that whole shit, man. I was fucking like, dude, you got that, dog. I was like, yo, got it, bro. You gotta earn your paycheck today, bro. Yeah, I'm not tripping about that, bro. There's a lot of actors that kind of like, no, I do all my, you know. And that's cool, but then also like sometimes they get hurt, and then now the production has to be moved back fucking 2 months because this actor broke his back and shit.
That's how selfish Tom Cruise is. No, Tom
Cruise is a monster, dog. Chill, dog. That dude is a saint.
So what was the craziest spot you ended up having to do?
Bro, taking bumps for me was the worst fucking shit in the world, dog. Like people think that shit is chill, and it's not at all.
I was telling him we were in the CCW arena,
and
I took a bump. My whole spine hurt immediately, and I landed correctly, and I was like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize. Like you guys use like a legitimate wrestling ring and everything, right?
Yeah. No, the ring's the way it is.
It's just plywood.
There's no padding.
No. And the ropes are wires that are strung together like that. So
it's like elevator wire.
Running ropes, like your back hurts the next day, your sore foot. I mean, listen, there's an immense amount of respect that I have for wrestling now that I've done the show. For me, luckily, they obviously they played to my strengths. They were like, yo, we're not gonna put Robby to fucking jump off the top rope or fucking do. So it was pretty, it was pretty easy for me, man, for the most part. And like I said, Zane took the brunt of the work in the ring. If we come back for season 3, that might change because there might be some changes to the character that happen that I'm gonna have to be in there a little more, and I can't wait, bro. I hope we get to come back and do another one, man.
Yeah, dude, no spoilers or anything, but that cliffhanger that they ended the last season on, I was disgusted because I'm like, there's one more episode, right? And then it was just nah, see you eventually.
I know, bro. I know.
Like, that was crazy.
Mike, obviously, he did that purposefully as a showrunner to kind of be like, guys, you can't cancel us. You need them, but it didn't. I think there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. We went through a union strike during season 2 premiere, so none of us were able to promote the show at all. So there was a lot of things that went into kind of like us getting canceled from Starz, but eventually going to Netflix
it's even bigger,
bro.
Right?
No, Netflix is
the Amazon of streaming.
100%.
Right?
Yeah,
they're like, I don't even know how to put it.
Well, they're jumping into the pay-per-view stuff too.
For real, man. They're killing it. Yeah, with the lives.
Yep.
Live sports shows.
Even UFC's talking about going to Netflix, which would be.
Oh my goodness.
How does that even work? You're gonna put like a $70 pay-per-view on Netflix? People are gonna be like,
no, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
100.
I'll pay 30. I'll pay 30 with ads.
Yeah. It's true.
Hey, Robbie, were there any TV shows or movies that impacted you to become an actor when you were coming up?
Yeah, there's a few. I mean, like as a kid, Jim Carrey was a huge. I was a huge fan of Jim Carrey, man. Just like all those like kind of silly movies, bro. Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, like all of those movies were really things I would watch all the time. When I got a little more serious about acting and I started to dive into the history of film, and then, discovered Marlon Brando and kind of his style of acting and how he revolutionized the film industry and the way people were acting at that time, started to kind of just watch a lot of old films. Heath Ledger was another one that 2008. So I started acting, I think it was 2009. The Dark Knight comes out 2008. And I remember being in the theater, bro, like watching the trailer. I was watching some other movie and the trailer came on for The Dark Knight. And there was one part where like he laughs in the trailer or something as the Joker, and bro, I got fucking goosebumps in that theater. Like, it gave me anxiety. I was like, oh shit, this guy's gonna kill. Dude,
he was the best Joker to ever exist.
I agree.
So you take him over Joaquin?
Oh, and it's hard, bro, because I like Joaquin. But
I thought you were asking me the question.
Yeah. No, I already know your answer.
No. I feel where you're coming from too, and I understand that, dog. But yeah, for sure. I take Heath over Joaquin in the Joker department.
I wish it would. I mean, Heath Ledger's dead, but man, like if they could have like did another one where they got a little bit of like Joaquin's performance, because dude, he made you feel the roots of that character.
Yeah, he did.
Whereas Heath was already crazy.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's true. Like I would love to have seen an origin story of Heath's Joker. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. After, do you ever get to watch Bull's Afraid of the Dark?
No.
With Joaquin Phoenix? It was.
Yes, yeah.
Dude, Bo is afraid of the dark.
That was a movie.
Yeah, it was with A24.
Fucking
with
wild.
with Ari Aster.
Yeah, Ari Aster. Yeah.
Dude, after he did a Hereditary and Midsommar, those movies were incredible. And then I saw Joaquin Phoenix, and I was like, he's a great actor, but that fucking movie and the way that ended. You remember the way it ended?
I didn't even get to the end, bro.
Don't even bother.
It was so wild that I was like, I can't.
It comes out of nowhere. You're like, what's going on?
Don't tell me, bro.
No, you're just left. Like,
maybe one day.
I mean, dude, he's a little typecasted too. Like I'll never forget him from Gladiator. Like he played such a good villain.
Incredible. Yeah.
He's just like, whenever you see him, like I don't think he can ever really be a good guy in a movie at this point. Like,
did you guys see him in The Master with Philip Seymour Hoffman? Have you guys seen that?
No.
That's kind of old. That's kind of older movie, right?
Watch that.
Yeah, because Philip Seymour's dead. Yeah, I saw.
Incredible.
That.
Paul Thomas Anderson was the director who did Boogie Nights and all those other ones. But
that's
The Master,
gonna be great. Okay.
Bro, The Master is, for me, it's one of those movies that I was like, oh yeah, the acting in this movie is through the roof. And Philip Seymour Hoffman was a huge idol of mine. Like, the GOATs in my estimation are like Brando, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Heath Ledger, and Joaquin Phoenix, actually. Christian Bale too. Fuck it. I have so many actors, bro, that it's hard to kind of put them.
Christian Bale's a monster.
Dude, Bale is
his dedication to roles is crazy.
In The Fighter, did you guys see him in The Fighter with?
I did see him.
Oh my god, dude!
What about things you fuck with Daniel Day-Lewis?
Oh yeah, dude. My bad for fucking disrespecting and not bringing him up in the.
You just Joe Rogan
in the goat shit. Yeah, my bad with that.
I didn't mean to so my introduction to Daniel Day-Lewis, not with what was it, the Mohican movie?
Yeah.
Not that one, but I have my father-in-law was like, "This is a great movie," but I got to know him through There Will Be Blood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
Paul Thomas Anderson too. Yeah.
Jesus, like what a movie. Fuck. It's still one of my top 3 favorite movies.
Dude, this is why I said you're Joe Rogan again, because it's so funny. If you get Joe talking about actors, this dude will mention Daniel Day-Lewis. He's like, what a motherfucker, man. And then he goes, There Will Be Blood was crazy. Like,
so he literally just pulled the Rogan.
Oh, 100%.
My apologies.
But it is such a good, it's definitely a good call.
And is there any current TV show or movie that's out there that you were close to landing?
That's a good question, dude.
That you're like, fuck, man, that should have been
He's
me.
He's got a good one right now.
Yeah, for sure there is. Hold on. Let me. Yeah. There is what was, God, bro. There's a bunch, dude, because we auditioned so much, dog, and then things fall through.
You come so close, so you're like, this is mine, and you tell your whole family, I got this.
Yeah, you know which one I was excited about, but didn't happen was the new Dexter.
Oh, you were gonna be in Dexter?
Whoa, hold on. So they had a Dexter Origins, and they sent in the tape, and it was for the cop, the Cuban-Miami cop.
Oh, you were gonna be Angel?
And I was like, fuck, bro, I would love to be the younger Angel in that shit, but that didn't happen. It fell through. And then I'm trying to think, man, there's a bunch, bro, but there's one now called The Chair Company, which hasn't come out, but it's they're shooting in New York, and it's the guys from I Think You Should Leave. I don't know if you've seen that show on Netflix.
Yeah, you love that. It's your boy.
Oh yeah? Okay, Tim Robinson and shit.
Yeah,
okay, so he has a show called The Chair Company that they're doing on HBO, and it's got the same like vibe of humor.
It's just him. It's always him.
Yeah. But there was a role in that, bro, that I auditioned for. I didn't get it, but I was fucking praying to God I would.
Yeah, that would have been an amazing one. Yeah. Dude, you would have been hilarious as Angel.
I would have loved it. But the dude who got it,
dude,
though,
it's almost like a young him for real.
The dude who got it looks so fun. When I saw him, I was like,
okay, I get it.
Nah, totally. I'm like,
dude, me and my girl are like super gay for Dexter. Like when I dropped, we watched it immediately. And at first I couldn't really, like the sister, I wasn't feeling that. I'm like, it doesn't feel like a younger her.
I see.
Oh no, I haven't.
It's the prequel. Like they're showing them all as kids.
I had a crush on the original.
Well, you would still have a crush. Like I guarantee you would still have a crush. This is totally your type. But
skinny nobody. Yes.
Yeah. Skinny.
But dude, when Angel popped out, I almost fell out of my chair.
Dude, that guy.
I was like, is this CGI? Like what? He even nailed the accent and like the mannerisms and everything.
I gotta see it.
Wow.
I gotta see it.
Yeah. No, that dude deserved it for sure.
Speaking on Dexter, so NCSI and Chicago PD.
Yeah.
You're always getting arrested?
Always, bro. Always the delinquent. I either did or I didn't, but I'm always getting arrested no matter what.
Let's go with a Hispanic guy getting arrested all the time.
Fuck it. Let's put him as Listen, bro. I as long as I'm getting paid and I'm showing up there, I'll do as many.
How cool does it feel to get arrested?
It's dope, man. And actually, bro, like the I don't know if you saw the NCIS Hawaii one, but we were like outside of a hotel. The fucking ocean was right there, and it was a whole fight sequence. It was fun as fuck, dude. I really enjoyed that. And we had just finished shooting season 2 of Heels, so I went right from doing some wrestling shit and kind of being in the groove of the stunt stuff to going and doing some stunts there with those guys at NCIS Hawaii. It was fucking awesome, bro.
Damn, I didn't know that was in the same timeline.
No, I thought that was beforehand. That's crazy.
Yeah, no,
cool.
It was right after. We had just finished shooting season 2 of Heels.
So now you did land a good role on a good network. You've got a Duster on HBO now. Like,
man. I'm excited about that, dude.
I haven't got a chance to watch it yet, but like, what's going on with that?
So Duster, to me, is some of the best writing I've ever read from a TV show, and more than anything because it's kind of up my alley of the kind of stuff that I would watch. Like I love, Tarantino, like 1970s movies, and this is completely taking from that, right? So,
and the first episode just came out, right?
It just came out 2 weeks ago, I think, or something like that. I'm in episode 1, 4, and then the last episode 8, which hopefully we come back for that season 2, because it feels like my character would be in season 2, but you never know, bro. I try not to get too like attached to things, but the show, what we already shot, is fucking fantastic, dude. And the writing that I read, like, if the actual show that comes out is even a fucking fraction of that writing, it's gonna be great. And I've already seen the first 2 episodes, and it is, bro. It's fun, dude. It's like I said, it feels very Tarantino-ish. There's a lot of humor. There's a lot of action. There's scrapping. There's, weird, shady characters. It's fucking amazing, bro. I really enjoyed that. We shot it in Albuquerque, bro, which...
Oh, that's...
I don't know if you guys have ever been to Albuquerque, but it's a weird fucking place, bro.
I feel like I have after watching Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that's exactly
I feel like I have... You have any stories on embarrassing auditions?
Yeah, bro. I did an audition once for a theater play where when I knelt, like I knelt down, like kind of squatted, and my fucking pants ripped in the middle. And I was like, all right, thank you, everybody. I'll see you guys later. Walked out the door. That's probably the biggest one that was like fucking really embarrassing. Other than that, bro, I'm pretty fucking good at auditioning, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you, dog.
So I see this, like I've searched this question on YouTube and Google. Like, what's the best method to remembering lines?
You just drill them, bro.
Jesus Christ,
listen,
bro.
There's some people that they just look at, they could just look at this book here, and not the paintings, but fucking they just memorize this shit in 2 minutes, just visually. I'm not that guy.
That's insane.
I gotta fucking drill, and I've been like that from when I started, dude. What's up? Yeah, exactly. Right.
I'm saying he's that guy too.
Yeah, he's that guy.
Dude, I can't. I don't remember what I ate yesterday for breakfast.
Same,
it's so
bro.
difficult.
I just live in the now right now.
Yeah.
Do they stop you if you like mess up a word in a line, or they just go with it?
Nah, they go with it for the most part. Like if you stumble so bad that they gotta stop. I mean, that is one of the most like anxiety inducing things ever, is if you can't remember your lines and you're doing a scene and there's time, there's money on the line, like, and I've seen it, bro. I've seen actors like just lose it, and veteran actors and great fucking actors, but for whatever reason that day just wasn't their day, and they start forgetting their lines, and then they just go. And then there's other actors who just boom, boom, they steam roll right through it, dog. And I'm like, all right, respect. I've seen both of those things happen, bro.
So do you got to get a certain amount of clout to where you can kind of like ad lib your lines? Because I know some actors will just, there was someone recent where they just say ridiculous stuff to try to get a rise out of you. I mean, controversial right now, but Ryan Reynolds, I think, is one of those guys.
Oh, is he?
Where he'll say something to try to get you to laugh in the middle of the scene, but they keep it in there.
For sure. The thing with those guys is that they have more power on a set than absolutely everyone on there. So they can do essentially whatever they want, man.
Yeah, so you got to get to that point.
They call it shots.
Everyone kind of tailors to them. But when you come in as a guest actor for one day on a TV show that's been shooting for 3 months, and you got one scene, and it's the last scene of the day, and the main actor's been in the scene on set, practically every day of that 3 month shoot, and then this is the last scene of that day in particular, and he's been there for 14 hours, and he's looking at you like, what the fuck, dude?
He wants to go home.
Yeah, bro, of course. But also the crew, like, see, other shit people don't think about is like, bro, there's hundreds of people that work on a TV show, and those people make less money than the actors for the most part, and they work more hours. They're there all fucking day, dude, and those people want to go home too. So all of that pressure kind of mounts, and I've seen actors just completely melt under that.
So how's the behind the scenes on that? When you show up as a guest for just one scene? You go say hi to everybody, introduce yourself, or
No.
you're in and you're out?
Nah, I'm in and out.
All right.
I'm in and out. If the, the director for the most part is like, hey, how you doing? Boom, boom, boom. You kind of chop it up. You vibe off of whatever the director gives you. If the director's busy as fuck, I don't even deal with them. Like I don't bother them. I try and come in like a sniper, do my shit, and get the fuck out. That's it.
So I know you're short on time, but let's mention your play, man. You got a play coming out next month, right?
Yeah, bro.
So what's up with that?
So it's called The Walls Have Ears, La Pared Hoyen. It's the third time we do it here in Miami. We did it once at Westchester Cultural Arts Center and then a second time at the Cuban Diaspora Museum. This third time we got a grant from the state. And then we got invited by the city of Doral, Mayor Christy Fraga, to go do the play at the Doral Cultural Arts Center. They've never done a play in that space. We're converting the whole thing into like an immersive theater experience. So from the moment you walk in, you'll be kind of like taken to a different place. The entire play space where the play takes place will feel like 1960s Cuban prison / Miami radio station, because that's the two places that the play takes place. It goes back and forth between a 1962 Miami radio station and a prison in Cuba at that time as well. My grandfather was a 9-year political prisoner in Cuba, and I wrote this play as a sort of homage to him. He passed away, unfortunately. It's been now 5 years, 6 years, but I've always felt that through art and kind of telling these stories, we can keep these people alive,
you immortalize the legacy.
And so that's what I do it for, man. And this is the third time that I put myself through this headache of producing a full scale production of a show, bro.
Are you acting in it?
Nah.
You're just writing and directing?
I'm just writing. So I have a director, Gabriel Bonilla, who's been with me from the beginning. The first time we did the show at Westchester, we did an all English cast, and then we did a Spanish cast with the radio station still in English. But we changed the cast, and in that first edition, in the English one, I played one of the characters, and it was a lot, bro. I mean, like I was completely self-funded by me that first time, and I was acting in it, and I was producing and doing all the behind the scenes stuff. It was too much, man, and truthfully, the actors that I have playing the parts right now, these two Cuban actors, Ariel Texido and Hector Medina, they blow everything that I could have thought the play could be out of the water. They're fucking incredible, bro.
I was just gonna ask you, did you just go for Hispanic actors, or you were looking for more Cubano?
Cuban. So I knew them, so I knew both of them. We did Amparo, which was an immersive experience here in Miami that ran for like 8 months in 2019. I met them there. And then when we were going to do the show and we were going to do a Spanish version, I was like, bro, these are the guys 110%. So it's them too. Susana Perez, who's like this legendary Cuban actress. She plays like the warden of the prison. And then Bill Schwartz, this American dude, used to be a Miami-Dade Police. He's now an actor, and he's incredible in the role. He plays like the 1960s American radio station host. Nice. And then Diane Garriga, who plays a younger sister to the two brothers. But I want you guys to come see it, man, because
yeah, for sure, dude.
I think you'll dig it, and it's a different theatrical thing. Like the actors are going to be very close to you. There's going to be times where they might see you and look you in the face, and they might actually direct lines to you. It's very immersive.
It's all in Spanish, right?
Yeah, well, so the prison stuff is in Spanish.
I'm not translating that whole thing
Hold
for
up,
you.
dog. You could do it. The prison stuff is in Spanish, and then the radio station's in English. And then there's a point in the play where the prison and the radio station collide. So from the radio station, they call into this Miami radio station. From the prison, they call into this Miami radio station.
Oh, that's the plot of it? They end up getting a hold of the radio station?
Yeah, without giving too much away, they eventually collide. But
that's awesome.
It's kind of Cuba versus United States type of thing. And at that time, which 1962 was a Cuban Missile Crisis, and all that, it was heightened,
Damn, that's
So
crazy.
you guys got to go though, dude. Even if the Spanish kind of gets you turned off, dog, I need you out there, bro.
I mean, he's good. I don't get turned off. I just I really only understand the bad words in Spanish.
Hell yeah, dude. There's plenty
Dude,
of them. Dude,
I was surprised because like my wife is American,
Yeah.
and so I speak English all the time. And we had a guest on, and I translated, and it was pretty accurate.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good, dude. Because you got the
pretty
Google Translate automatically does the YouTube videos. And I was looking at what he was saying and what they were translating. I'm like, not bad, dude, not bad.
My whole family's Venezuelans, right? And they all marry Cubans.
Whoa, dude.
So I was gonna hit you with a acere earlier today before I met you, but I'm like, let me just keep it professional.
Let me keep it chill for
all
now.
right, I'll leave with one last question.
Yeah.
All right, since this is a podcast where food meets MMA culture,
And
we don't have either of it. All right.
Whoa, calm down. This
We
is
have
a
a great
character right here.
because we have
Diego Cottonmouth is legendary.
because we have a legendary character. We skipped that today. I'll leave you with this question: what will be your last meal on Earth?
God damn.
There we go. Enjoy that one. Tell me.
Dude. Bro, can it be like
A 3-course meal?
Yeah.
All right, go. Give me a 3-course meal.
All right, so and there's no like
Mañana you're
method
out.
to this shit, but
No.
this is like the 3 meals that I would pick. So I would probably go. Let's go with some bacon cheese fries as an appetizer, dog. Right, just
All right.
fucking old school. This shit reminds me of youth. All of this shit reminds me of the youth, actually. So it's like, yeah, some bacon cheese fries to start, kind of get things going. Maybe some wings. Then we go fucking arroz con pollo, which is just like, you know, traditional
classic.
fucking, again, like made by my grandma or my mom type of shit. Okay. And then if we had to go just to like finish it off, at that point I'm full as fuck. But I think café con leche con una tostada is fucking like, that's as my childhood as we can get. So I think I would probably hit those 3 up. And yeah, bro, that would probably be my smorgasbord of fucking food.
I like that.
I'll tell you right now, it sounds like we're going to have to do a second podcast.
Yeah.
And we go
We'll hit up the coffee truck so you can get the cafe con leche and tostadas, and then we'll get bring you some bacon fries, man.
Damn, let's do it, dude.
You guys ever hit up? You guys ever hit up our betters?
Nah.
No.
And I know that's like blasphemy, but I don't really do hot dogs, dog. That's a hot take.
Oh, right. You were telling me about that. Yeah, no, I've never been there.
Dude, all I did was like out of high school, like with my boys, go to our betters, get the fries with bacon and cheese on it.
They have that.
I thought that's what you were talking about, but like it's
fire.
Yeah, it's a staple.
Dale. That's something I gotta check out.
So, Robby, thank you so much for taking the time, man. I'm glad we got to make this happen.
Thank you, bro.
Like I said, it's looking like we got to do the second one at some point. Put your place on, man.
For sure.
Anything else you want the people to know? Where can they find you on social media?
At the Robby Ramos everywhere, and nothing, man. I'm grateful for you guys reaching out and having me on the show. And like you said, bro, we got to do it again because you know I fuck with the vibe, bro.
Nice,
So,
thank you,
We
bro.
appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you, guys.